Hey everybody, Tommy Friedenberg here with the Sports Express weekend wrap-up show. To my left we got Rob Bennett. To my right we got Dan O'Hara. There's a lot of stuff to cover this week.
Absolutely.
Some of it good, some of it not so good for our teams around here. Where were you this
Talking
week,
about the
Rob?
Cowboys? Yeah, that
Wasn't even talking about them.
Oh, okay.
Didn't want to bring that up, but
yeah, puts a smile on Dan's face. So
something's got
they
to.
need
The
to get
Giants
this
can't.
pass interference thing figured out.
they do. Let's talk
They do.
about that at some point. in time in the
It's
show.
useless.
Yeah.
Ask Coach.
Call it if you want to call it. Oh, if I got both arms, you go up for a catch, and I'm not calling it. Whatever.
From Pop Warner to the Dome. From 5Ks to marathons. From Little League to Work Leagues. Focusing on the community sports lifestyle in Central New York.
It's ridiculous.
Well, problem is, as we talked about, is there is a hold and pass interference on every play. So in the NFL, the referees have to decide whether they're going to just throw a flag on every single play in the entire bleep game, or whether they're going to let the players decide it at some point in time. And it's got to stop because it just makes these games unwatchable, and you just have no idea what to expect.
Well, listen, the hand contact, the fighting for position, I'm okay with that. But when you actually grab a receiver's arm or arms and stop them from making a play, it's got to be. You got to call it. You have to call it.
Amen. All right.
But anyway,
Moving on.
Okay.
to the kids you guys want to hear about, Rob, you were in Skinny Atlas this week,
I was in
weren't you?
Skinny Atlas. Skinny Atlas lost their second consecutive game, losing 56-49 to General Brown. Offense moved the ball at will. Defense had a tough time stopping General Brown. I think we had 2 turnovers with Skinny Atlas. It's the only 2 times that General Brown was stopped the entire game, and Skinny Atlas takes another defeat. I got to give the kids a lot of credit, though. They kept fighting, went down 2-3 touchdowns, kept coming back, and had an onside kick attempt. Not get it back to try to tie up that ball game, but they kept on out fighting, and a lot of the young guys, Cody Nesbitt, Max Swamp, junior receiver, sophomore quarterback, and the like. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But Skinny Atlas loses 2 in a row, and their playoff chances are down near the bottom of the list right now. They've got a game with Jordan Elbridge, and we'll see what happens.
Marcellus was able to actually pull out a victory this week. They did it in somewhat expected fashion for them. Lots of running the ball, keeping it on the ground, especially with Sean Tierney, and Nick Kermis. Fun fact from that game, they completed 1 pass, 8 yards to Nick Kermis. So obviously throwing the ball is not something that they were intent on doing, but didn't end up mattering. They were able to dominate on the ground as they have all season.
Patterson's got that big offensive line, and might as well just let the big dogs eat. Run the ball down people's throat with Kermes and Tierney. 35-28 win for your Marcellus Mustangs.
How'd Auburn do?
Cruised. Auburn cruised. They went out Central Square and got some highlights of that game. Don't have a Beals move segment. He's got a lot of moves, but nothing really clean that there was just a lot going on in that game.
64-yard touchdown.
Yeah. I mean,
That's at least one move.
Yeah.
it is. But he gets out there so quick that he really didn't have to make any moves. Watching him run the football, it's, to get a Beal move segment, he's in and out of traffic. It's hard to see, but what really impressed me was how many guys it takes to bring him down.
Yeah.
He'll have 5-6 guys on him and still be standing and getting yardage. So I personally like him out on an island, one-on-one.
Yeah, he's not even the biggest guy on that Auburn team. He's not their biggest receiving option, but he's just a really strong runner with the ball when he does get it.
Yeah, he's every facet of his game is where it needs to be when you see it on the field. From his route running to, the coaches may disagree, but from what I see, he gets to the right places at the right time and makes plays. He doesn't drop too many balls and makes a lot of guys miss.
He's exciting to watch.
He is. One running play, I think he made all 11 guys miss twice, but, and only gained 6 yards, but, that's 6 yards, so.
Absolutely. Another big win by Cato Meridian. They are now 6-0, 56-6 win over Hannibal. So Cato Meridian still cruising along. Salve 6-0, I believe, in Class B with another win this week. So playoffs right around the corner. Teams jockeying for positions. Should be a lot of fun. And we hope to cover some other sports as well as they head into the playoff run. Cover some soccer, cover some volleyball.
Absolutely.
Make sure we're letting everybody know about all of those teams as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially the Marcellus Mustangs and Skinny Atlas Lakers both have pretty good teams in Class B this year. That's where they're competing in soccer, and they're both at the top of the class. So a couple teams from this area with strong football teams and strong soccer teams. Let's get to see that a ton.
Yeah, I watched a great soccer game last week. Casanova came into town to in the most recent battle of the Lakers, Casanova versus Skinny Atlas. I think I showed up midway through the second half of a 2-2 game, and Casanova poured it on, winning 4-2. But very, very good soccer being played, and there's a lot of good teams there.
Absolutely.
So Casanova, Marcellus, Skinny Atlas, and we'll see what happens in that one. That's going to be a lot of fun as well.
Syracuse made the trip down to Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh, taking on the NC State Wolfpack.
Did they bring their whole team?
They usually travel with 50, 60 guys, I think.
Long trip.
That was a joke. Yeah. Was anybody left behind?
I don't get the joke.
All right, go ahead.
I think the joke is they didn't play very well.
Yeah, they didn't.
They left some of their team behind. I get that. But here we go on the first opening drive here. Tommy DeVito trying to get the first down. There's O'Neal, the check down, but he stopped short, so they'd have to punt. And here's the first possession for the Wolfpack. Bailey Hockman airs the ball out. That's Devin Carter into Syracuse territory, but the Orange would get the stop, force the stall the offense. That's a 32-yard kick for Christopher Dunn. Now, later in the first, here's another NC State drive, and Tyrell Richards gets to Hockman, so that's the end of that possession. And now here's some offensive life coming for Orange. Here's Sean Riley, 12 yards, and the very next possession, it's going to be Tristan Jackson for 13, but it's really just offensive struggles, sloppiness for the Orange. They're not able to turn it into anything. And here, right before the end of the half, a trick play, you got Thayer Thomas shooting it out to Trent Penix on the backwards pass for a 32-yard touchdown, 13-0 headed into halftime. Now, here's the first drive of the second half, and this is Andrew Armstrong picking off Hockman. So giving the Syracuse Orange some defensive help there, that would lead to Andre Schmidt 32-yard field goal, getting the Orange on the board. Now here, next drive, Tommy DeVito showing some strength with his legs. That's 17 yards on 3rd and 7. But on the same drive, here they are going 4th and 6. Dino trying to get some momentum going. Off his back foot, DeVito just has to chuck it, and it's incomplete for Cameron Jordan in the end zone. That's a turnover on downs. Now, here we go. We've got Tristan Jackson, this time later in the half. That's a touchdown, so getting Syracuse within 6. And that is a big because it's one possession. And now on 3rd down, here Syracuse is going to get a chance to come back. They get the stop. They force the punt. But here we go, last play, and DeVito takes a sack he really couldn't afford. They tried to get lined up. They have a false start penalty and a 10-second runoff. Drop the game, 16-10 on the road. That's 3-3 for Syracuse. Now, so like I said, offensively they were pretty sloppy. 5 for 16 on 3rd down. They had 12 penalties, including 2 that resulted in 10-second runoffs on that final drive. So, can't rely on your offense to go and bail you out in the last 2 drives on the road against a solid defensive team like NC State. So, Syracuse got some stuff to figure out.
Yeah, they've got some work to do. They've got Pittsburgh coming in on Friday night. None of us will be able to be there because we'll be covering college football or high school football. Don't really understand why they continue to do that whole Friday night thing, but television rules, and the rest of us are just left to suffer.
That's why we do the show.
That's why we do the show. All right.
Maybe we can get some
one
people
reason
there.
Why we do the show.
Maybe we can work on a way that could happen. Maybe we can help some people out.
Just one thing I want to say about the Orange, and it's clear that they were a little overrated coming in. I think Tommy DeVito still has all the talent in the world, and he's going to be okay. But I really think it just proves what a special athlete Eric Dungy was and what he did for this team over the last couple of years. just as tough as nails. One of the highlights you showed was Tommy DeVito, running out of bounds when he probably could have got 2-3 more yards. Eric Dungy never would have done that, but it's also a reason why Eric Dungy was hurt all the time. So I don't know what I want from my quarterback. I'm interested in your thoughts, but
I'd take Eric Dungy.
Oh yeah,
The Cleveland Browns agree with you guys. He just
Yeah,
signed their
that's-
practice squad.
that was
The will
that
to
was
win
great to
is
see.
in him is and he's a great kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so the Orange have got their work cut out for them. Pittsburgh coming into town this week, and we'll see what happens.
It's a good opportunity for them to get their legs back under them. A home game it's a winnable game, so that's gonna be big for them to try to keep inching towards at least bowl eligibility this year.
Yeah. Hey Dan, we had a hometown boy come back. Got to spend some time with Luke Lukowski, Mount Union football, and you got to spend a lot of time with Luke over the weekend. How's he doing?
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
All right, so I had an opportunity to go talk to him out at the Auburn Indians Pop Warner football field. It was great to get to catch up, and I'll tell you what he has to show, or I'll show you what he has to say right here. Beep, beep. Hello, everybody. This is Rob Bennett from Sports Express on location at the Auburn Indians Pop Warner Field, here with Auburn's Luke Lukowski. Going to talk to him about his freshman year at Mount Union, the Purple Raiders. Am I saying that all right? So how are things going, man?
Having a fun time.
right.
Greatest decision I ever made in my life.
So what makes that the greatest decision in your life, going to Mount Union?
Just the teammates that I have there, the ones that were there the year before, and the freshmen that are there with me, they're great. I think we got the best coaching staff in the country.
Well,
I mean, we got great coaches.
The record definitely speaks for itself at Mount Union. How many
Yes,
national
sir.
championships over the last 10 years?
13. Oh, over the last 10 years, 8. 13 since 1990.
8 and 10, 13 since 1990. So I think it would be hard to argue with your last comment there. How have you found the difference between college football and the high school football here in Auburn?
It's slower. It slows down a little bit.
Really?
You realize the game more. You in more meetings.
Yeah.
Talk about more technique and making reads. But yeah, it just slows down and you get to read the key more and you learn more about football.
Oh, that's awesome. I got to tell you, I've done a lot of these interviews and everyone talks about how much faster the game is. It's an interesting idea what you're talking about everything slowing down. But I guess that makes sense with all the coaching focusing in on your position and what's going on around you. I guess that's the key, is just making sure you've got everything handled right up front.
Yes, sir.
All right, so academics, how are things standing there?
Great. So I'm majoring in criminal justice. I'm minoring in environmental science, but I'm going to be changing my minor to sociology.
Okay.
But other than that, my grades are going good. I love all my professors, all my classes. I mean, we got really good professors at Mount Union, too. We have the #1 criminal justice program in the state of Ohio. So,
Great football, great education. Looks like you made the right decision.
yes, sir.
All right, so talk about the season so far. Now you're playing on the JV team.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how are you guys doing?
So JV, we're 5-0. Varsity, we're 4-0.
All right.
And varsity is #2 in the country. But JV-wise, we still got a bunch of good kids. There's a bright future for us.
Well, that's great. You've been mixing it up with the varsity guys at all?
A little bit.
All right. Okay, so talk to us about some of your buddies out at Mount Union, what positions they play, and some of the good things that they're doing.
So I got my buddy Kyler Burkett. He's from Houston, Texas. He plays defensive end. He's a pretty good player, explosive off the ball. And then you got Taj McCain. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. He plays defensive end. And Leo, which is in our package.
Yep.
And same thing, explosive, fast off the ball, punch you in the mouth right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I know when we talked before you headed out there, the plan was to get you at nose tackle. Is that still where you're playing?
Yes, sir.
Just clogging up the middle?
Yes, sir. We started off in the forefront. They had me at nose because I always stayed in the one technique on a shade to left or right.
Yep.
And then we went to a 3-front last week, and that's probably what we're going to stay in most of the season.
Nice.
And right up in the zero technique, right ahead of the center.
In the middle of all the action, right where
sir.
Luke Lukowski wants to be, I bet.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. So you had an opportunity to go out to the Auburn game last night. How was that?
It was great to get back, see my coaches, all my old teammates. It was fun to see them all. Looked really good.
Yeah. Took it to Central Square.
Yeah, beat them 50-14. So I think they got a good season coming ahead of them.
All right. Did you see any Beal moves last night?
Yes. Shaheed can move. I will say that.
Yeah, I saw some of the highlights, and Troy looked like he was chucking it around a little bit. Shaheed always doing his thing, and Auburn's had a great season. Only one loss so far. Took it on the nose to Indian River, but looks like Indian River, Carthage, and Auburn are going to be at the lead heading into the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Sounds familiar, though, right?
Yeah.
Those three teams,
Like
absolutely.
always, yep.
All right, so what else do you want people to know about what's going on with you out at college?
Just getting good grades,
Yeah.
practicing on my game to become a better player, just having fun.
That's awesome. How are your parents doing?
Great. They come up every weekend to watch
Good.
me play, so
Okay. All right, so when do you guys play your JV games?
on Sundays.
Okay.
So varsity plays on Saturdays, either 1 or 2 o'clock, and then we play on Sundays at either 1 or 2 o'clock.
All right, well, we would love to catch up with you, I don't know, weekly basis, monthly basis, and get some updates. I think we can do some of it over the phone, but whenever you are back in town, we'd love to continue this dialogue and catch up with you and all the great things going on at Mount Union. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right, well, we really appreciate it. It's great seeing you, and look forward to talking to you soon.
Nice seeing you too.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Well, it was definitely great to see Luke, and he went out to the Auburn game as we talked about. Let's show some of those highlights.
All right. I mean, wasn't ready for that, but the Auburn kicked off the central square, and basically their defense started right where they left off. Here they are, first series for Central Square. And right there, Keishan Cooper says hello to the quarterback. So I'm sure that was in his mind. Next play, Robert Morris does a great job on the edge. Comes crashing down. Great play by him. So Auburn gets the ball back. Their first possession. This looks like a double reverse. It's hard to see from this angle, but they hand off to Beal. Beal hands off to Herndon. Dante Herndon gone. Look at Robert Morris here, picks 15 off the edge, looks behind him, nobody to pick off, looks for, oh, there's 15 again, let me clean him up. And Herndon gets down there. The very next play, Troy Cherney, 19-yard TD run. Jameer Grimes would add the PAT, 7-0 Auburn. Auburn back on defense. They watch the same films we do, and you can't do this. You can't get outside on Connor Mahunick because Connor Mahunick will eat it up.
You can't do that.
You can't do it. Fourth down, Demetrius Herndon with the pick. Yep, that's another Herndon. He's got hair. He gets the pick, gets up the field.
Does he have hair?
He's got hair.
He's got hair.
A couple of the brothers got some hair. So, Auburn couldn't capitalize any points, but the next possession in the second quarter, Troy swing past the Beals, and like I said, he just outruns everybody. No moves to make except this little skip move. Whoop, stops the corner. He's in for the score. Back on defense. Oh, I'm sorry. Jameer Grimes added the extra point. He kicked every extra point. He missed one probably because he was tired of kicking. Right here, Dan Buchanan. Big time sack for Dan. Good to see him do that. And oh, by the way, here's the safety. And guess what? You can't do that.
Can't do it.
Can't run outside of Connor Mahunick because he eats it up.
Can't do that.
That's a safety.
Can't do it.
So after the kickoff, Troy gets the ball here, calls his own number. Jacob Simpson eyes forward so you can block 2 point, or Troy would finish it off. Grimes would add the PAT, 23-0, 5:35 left in the second. More defense. Mahunick with the sack.
Can't do it.
But Central Square would get on the board with this play. They ran this play 3 times in a row, and they got one to go. So Central Square would get on the board. Second half, Marquise Agee, he's a man. He's just blowing people up. Gets down to the 1 yard line, and then guess who puts it in the end zone for Auburn? And Jameer Grimes would add the PAT, 30-7. Central Square on offense. Who's this? Shaheed Beal. High Point gets it. He's off. Got a couple Beal moves here to make. Watch how many guys it takes to bring him down. 4 plays later. Guess who? Troy Cherney. Grimes adds the PAT 37-7. Auburn's next possession, Troy Cherney to Dante Herndon for the 6. He's fast. He's got hair too. Grimes adds the PAT 44-7. More defense. Robert Morris, good play here. Gets a good shot on him. He doesn't go down, but hey, they come in droves. There they are. Connor Mahunick, Owen Spearing taking him down. And then you can't do this. Connor Mahunick. Can't run outside of Connor Mahunick. It's pretty simple. And then Troy. Here's some more Troy. Good run here. Good stiff arm. Takes it down. Troy says, I might as well run it again. He's got some moves.
Journey moves.
Yep, dragging some people. He's down. Marquise Agee. He's a man. He's in for the score. Grimes would miss the PAT, which is shocking. He's probably tired. I mean, he kicked off. He kicked all the extra points. But, Auburn will go on to win 50-15. Friday night's going to be a good game. They got ESM coming to Holland. So kind of looking forward to that. I'm not going to miss that one. ESM sitting at 4-2. And then they go to Carthage to play Carthage, who's sitting at 5-1, and that'll end up their regular season.
Yeah, Carthage has only lost to Utica Proctor, which is kind of running roughshod through AA. So that'll be a good one. But the ESM should be a good one as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the ESM game.
Auburn Maroons 5-1. Get out there and watch your Maroons play some football. Lots of fun.
So that was Friday night.
Yep.
So Saturday morning, I went up to Holland to catch some JV.
Okay.
And everybody yelled at me, "You're late!" I get there, it's the first quarter. It's 21-0 already.
Oh boy.
I was like, "Well, I'm a little late because I got home late, had to eat, take care of some things." But I want to go out and check out these guys. A lot of buzz on the JV team, and they got some athletes, man. They're fun to watch. And oh, by the way, I heard the the modified team's doing pretty well too. So hey, let's take a look at some JV here. So, hey, where do we start off? Let's start off on defense. A little defense here. Number 83, Manny Sweeting. Gets down the line of scrimmage. Good scrape by him. Gets up, makes the tackle. A lot of Auburn jerseys around the football. Number 35, Tyrone McKell, Elijah Scott, Kieran Taylor, Delmar Goldsmith. Helped clean this one up. I mean, they just travel in packs. Same thing the varsity guys do. So, 4th down, bad snap. Recovered by number 22, Zaire Morris. So they're down towards the goal line. David Herndon. He's another Herndon with hair. Strong kid, gets to the 1. 2 plays later, number 8, Deshaun Strachan takes it in the end zone.
Does being strong have anything to do with the hair?
I don't know, but the Herndons are pretty good. Here's Herndon right here. Number 44, he's highlighted. He sees the ball. Great tackle from behind. Could have taken a better angle, but he gets in there. Check this out. This is that number 83, Manny Sweeting again. He just goes out of nowhere, Connor Mahunick style, makes the tackle all the way across the other side of the field.
You can't do that.
He's fast. Back to David Herndon. This is one of my favorite plays by him in the day. He just reads it, gets up the middle of the field, grabs cloth, doesn't let go, and of course, more maroon jerseys swallow him up. Here's Herndon again. Another good play by him. He just gets in there untouched, makes a play. So late in the first half, this is my play of the day. Right here, Deshaun Strachan. He's the JV quarterback. He's going left. Good block by Herndon. Cuts back right. Sweeting, good block here. Helps get the edge. Like it. Strachan, he's got some moves of his own. Cuts across the field, makes a little spin move. Another guy missed. He's off, and he's gone to the end zone.
So he must have run 200 yards on that play.
Yeah, Auburn won big for JV against Central Square too. So they got some athletes. It's kind of exciting to see what's in waiting for the varsity team.
That was some good camera work by you.
Did all right. I was okay. It was early. Had my Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
That Sony AX33, you got that thing working well.
I do. I like that camera. So I left the JV game, went right over to Pop Warner because Eddie Ash and his group was ready to go.
Okay.
They're undefeated.
Wow.
And they're fun to watch. Hey, listen, if you're in Auburn and you love football, go to any game in Auburn. I'm telling you, you're going to see something pretty special.
A lot of talent.
There is. Pause.
Can't do that.
Can't pause.
Can't do that.
Can't do it. So that's the main takeaway for ESM from the game film.
So we got the
do
cheerleaders,
that.
which was funny because we.
We're gonna start with this.
This is Sports Express Television, and we are the Auburn Indians. Ready? Okay! Here we go, Auburn! Here we go! Here we go! Oh.
There's my man Robert Joyner running the scoreboard. Hey, Auburn on defense. That's pretty much the theme of the weekend. Number 95, Josiah Smith, just goes up, cleans that up. Number 55 here, we're looking at him. Marquise Agee makes the initial hit. Great read by him. Gets right up there, grabs a hold of him. You got number 32, Sky Muldrow, cleans that up. Auburn ball. I love this kid. Number 46, Robert Fultz with the carry. I got to show his carry because he's just like, get out of my way. And then his own player, hey, get out of my way. Hey, just, wow, I like him. He's a fun kid to watch. So Eddie Ash getting his defense ready. So here's Sky Muldrow with the initial hit. He doesn't get them, but just like Auburn, they travel in packs. And here you got Josiah Smith, Brendan Finizio, Sam Tumbar cleaning that up. I love this number 32, Sky Muldrow. Watch this tackle. This is a great open field tackle by him. Sees the play, reacts to it, goes up, gets the feet. Gotta love it. Auburn ball, second quarter. Number 33, Amir Williams passed to Sam Tumbar. There's a big first down. And it sets up Josiah Smith, number 95, on this next play. Watch number 33, Amir Williams on the block. That's not a clip. He's in front.
They throw a flag?
No.
Good.
Sprung him too. It's a long touchdown.
He gets the touchdown. PAT run by Williams. Check this out. Greg Bates, Landrum Northrop, Brendan Finizio, Memphis Keefus with the push. Gets him in for the PAT. Those guys can block. Here they are on defense. Lucas Exley with the tackle. Grabbing cloth. Some more defense. Amir Williams with the tackle. Or did I screw that up? I think I'm up one. Little miscommunication. Number 51, Jamel McIntosh on the pursuit. Lucas Exley, my man Robert Fultz, gets him down. Now check this out. Can't see it. Can't see it. Eddie Ash comes in. He's pointing. Referee is looking. What's going on? My man Fultz has the ball. Auburn football. Auburn couldn't capitalize. Cicero with the ball. Another fumble, and Amir Williams recovers that one. Auburn ball. So let's give it to Josiah Smith, number 95. He gets the edge again. Hey, you can't do that. Can't grab the face mask. Tack on 15 to that. Number 33, Amir Williams, takes it himself. 45 yards. Great run by him. Goes right, nothing there. Goes back to the left. He's gone. Gets in for the score. Oop, little move there. Another face mask. Doesn't matter. He's got 6. Gotta love it. Auburn back on defense. Tumber finishes this off. Sky Muldrow again. He can play football. Number 32. Love watching him. So fourth down. Number 18, Liam Sargent grabs cloth. Now, see, I got this all screwed up. But anyway, there's there he is, number 18. Grabbing cloth, can see it. He doesn't let go. Eddie Ash was injured. He's limping there on the sideline. So there was an injury, Eddie Ash. So, hey, Sky Muldrow, here he is, number 32, takes it himself. 29 yards for the touchdown. The tent is in the way, but he's in. So, Auburn back on defense, a little more defense. Look at this. Smith with the pick, right place, right time. Auburn takes over. Number 25, Bentley Breeze on this run. Like the little guy, he's moving. My play of the day, this is number 97, Josiah with the T Smith. Watch this. He drops the ball, thinks the play's over. Everybody's telling him to run. He's like, oh, okay, get out of my way. Goes over here, get out of my way. That was awesome. Look at the slow-mo of this. Yeah, get out of my way. Okay, anybody see what's wrong with that? Got to have your mouthpiece in, son. But hey, I'll give him credit where credit's due. That's a power run. Mighty Might wins big, still undefeated.
Wow.
Had a little screw up there. I don't usually screw things up, but had a couple mix-ups, so I apologize for that.
A lot of great highlights there, Coach. Good stuff.
The kid, those boys can play. Eddie Ash got a good group.
Yeah.
They got some kids that can bring the wood, as you saw.
I think I saw most of the first half, and that was a defensive struggle, so it was nice to see Auburn break a couple tackles and get into the end zone.
Hey, you guys see a trend here with Auburn?
Everybody's good.
Defense, man. These kids can play defense.
Defense wins championships.
Is Coach Eddie Ash all right?
I didn't check with him, but he seemed all right. But as far as I look up, I didn't know what happened. I tried to review the film to see how he got hurt, but he's over there. They help him off the field, and I heard somebody say, "Is that the only injury of the game, Eddie Ash?" It's like, But no, Eddie's done a good job with that group, and
That's great.
I think they got a couple games left, and then off to the playoffs. I mean, they're solid.
You have some more Auburn highlights, or is that it?
That's it. That was a busy weekend for me. I did go to Jordan Elbridge as a fan to watch those guys. My man, number 1, Tommy LaFleur, got the first touchdown for Elbridge. Gone. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
He can block. He can run. He does it all. So I had a good time going out there. Had a lot to eat. They got a good concession stand. A couple hot dogs,
I'm
Should
looking
have him
forward.
start rating concession stands at.
Yeah, we could do that.
We should
Pop
because
Warner places.
Jordan Elbridge's got they got it going on there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Friday night's game for go over there and hit the concession stand Friday night for the varsity game as well. So,
Bring back the fried dough. Come on now.
all right, well, let's go into the Skinny Alice highlights just quickly. We talk about Skinny Alice, and when you think of Skinny Alice, you think Nick Womp and everything he's accomplished. Well, we're going to show some highlights from some of the younger guys, and so leading things off with freshman running back Grayson Brunel. Number 9 takes a handoff right up and just turns on the speed and just barrels into the end zone for touchdown number 1. He is not done there. We've got him again coming up. Very similar play. Again in the spread formation. Just takes the running back, just accelerates and just runs past people, runs through people, and gets into the end zone. A very, very impressive looking freshman there. We talked earlier in the season about James Musso and him passing the ball. That kid's pretty tough as well. Musso at quarterback, rolls out to the right, and then just tucks it in, runs some people over, and getting into the end zone. Again, lastly, we talk a lot about Nick Womp again, but his younger brother Max Womp has had a great season as well, playing wide receiver, and he scored the last touchdown for Skinny Alice. They absolutely needed it. Musso at quarterback. Max does a nice slant route, takes a shot at the end zone, but it is not to be denied. And then last but not least, we've got Cody Nesbitt. We showed some highlights of the initial game of the season, opening kickoff. Cody Nesbitt touchdown, takes it to the house. Well, he's not done. Again, Skinny Alice down a couple touchdowns here. Down a touchdown. General Brown kicks off to Cody Nesbitt.
Ooh, ankles right away.
Ooh.
And again.
Might have a Nesbitt moves.
Sophomore Cody Nesbitt takes it all the way to the house. And again, Nick Womp did everything, rushed for a touchdown. He had a kick return for a touchdown, but still a lot of talent there. Obviously, Skinny Alice has got to fix some issues with their offensive line and defensive line, but they make it into the playoffs. They're going to be tough to beat.
Nobody's going to want to play them. We did.
Wow.
We did that article before the season about whether they were rebuilding or reloading, and right away out of the gate, it seemed like they immediately answered that bell, said they were reloading. But there might be a little bit of reconstruction going on in there too. It's tough when you've got a bunch of young guys replacing experienced core sometimes.
Yeah, they've got some work to do, and I think the wing T offenses are giving them some problems. They're much more comfortable playing against the teams that run the spread offenses, and getting to the playoffs, there's a lot of teams running the spread. Canastota, if they meet up with them, that's a spread team. Lowville's a spread team. So we'll see what happens, but if they make it in,
Yeah, the wing T there, you got Cato that runs the wing T, and
General Brown too.
I made a comment that I hated the wing T because what it does is it forces linebackers to sit and wait.
Yeah.
And, I've played some teams, coached against some teams that run the wing T. My philosophy is, listen, I'm going to man up on you, and I'm going to shoot every run gap I've got, and I'm going to follow your wings and see what happens. So it worked out for me, but Cato's O-line is pretty solid, and they move people. And I don't know, be cool to see this going forward and see how they make out. So
we're gonna have to get out there and check out one of their games. Maybe I talked to athletic director Dave Scholl, and he's open arms for us to get out there, maybe live stream a game going forward or doing something like that. But they're very excited about there. They've got a very senior dominated team. Seniors and juniors team, and they're ready to make a big run. So,
well, maybe playoff time we can take the time and pick some teams and really do them justice.
Yeah.
I wish we had more people to cover more games, and
if you're watching this and you want your team covered, contact us, Rob at sxpnetwork.com, or Tommy, Tommy at bysnetwork.com.
bysnetwork.com. And Dan, they can reach out to you.
We
if
need
you
some
want
help.
To, can't they?
Yeah, I talked to the people at Jordan Elbridge. Said, hey, even if you have somebody videotape the games, if I get it early enough, I can go through the footage and break it down, and we can put it on and show people what they got going on over there. So
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Anything else you want to talk about football? You want to go back into the pass interference stuff?
No, I don't. No, I'm good. I'm good. I just want Friday night to come. I want to see ESM Auburn.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a really good game.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait. So that wraps things up from a football perspective, but it's October, so
It's October.
You know what that
We got
means?
some baseball on our brains, don't we, Rob?
Yankees baseball.
Yankees baseball, the best kind of baseball for people around here. And if you guys remember 2017 ALCS, the Yankees had to go into Houston. They had to beat the Astros in Houston to have a chance to win that series. They didn't do it in 2017. This year, different team. We'll see if it's a different story. So game one, we got Zach Greinke, and we've got Masahiro Tanaka going for the Yankees. And it's minimum throughout the first 3 innings, but DJ LeMahieu here. First hit of the game for the Yankees, single up the left side. He gets on base. And then Gleyber Torres, 22 years old, a guy to keep an eye on. Here we go. First offense, and he rips a double into the gap off Greinke. That's 1-0 New York. Now, headed into the 5th, we've got Masahiro Tanaka. He's still faced the minimum. The helpful double plays. Here we go. Yordan Alvarez rips it to Aaron Judge and right, who throws behind Alex Bregman. You'll see on this highlight here, Bregman gets a big jump, and maybe he can get it back, but he slips right there. And with Judge's arm, no chance.
Gun.
So the threat goes by the wayside. And then here in the top of the 6th, Gleyber Torres again. Again, this kid, he's pretty good. That's a solo homer to the left. 2-0 Yankees later in that inning. Giancarlo Stanton, a lot of mystery around him. He missed most of the season, only played 18 regular season games. But no mystery there. That one is gone. 3-0 after the 6th. That would chase Greinke. Now here we go. Masahiro Tanaka finishing up his solid 6 shutout innings with the strikeout. Robinson Chirinos there. He only threw 68 pitches. So here we go to the 7th. Gleyber Torres, bases loaded. After a long at-bat, just dunks it, this time into right center. That'll score 2. And on the throwing error there, he will slide into second. So he's got 4 of the 5 RBIs here so far. He'd record a 5th in the top of the 9th. which this game was sort of out of hand. Now here we go, another double play. Didi to Glaber to DJ. Called safe. That's Alex Bregman there. Called safe. But as you'll see on this replay, very, very close. But he cannot quite beat it out. DJ LeMahieu made a nice pick right there. He's definitely out. And there goes that threat.
They challenged that?
They did challenge it, and they did not win because obviously you can see right there.
It's like the pass
But here we go. Top ninth, Gio Urshela. Some insurance runs. He takes it just over the right field fence. Short porch in Houston, just like in New York. And now here we go. Jonathan Loizaga, Michael Brantley. This one is given a ride, but Cameron Maben in left field makes the catch. So that's game one. Yankees shellac the Houston Astros 7-0 in the series opener.
Tanaka getting a shutout. That's pretty
Tanaka's been big. So great effort from Masahiro Tanaka. Big playoff pitcher, always has been. I think he set a record for the most playoff starts, allowing 2 or fewer runs. That's 7 for him in his time with the Yankees so far. So, and of course, just Gleyber Torres. Can't say enough about the 22-year-old. But that was game one. Yankees had a much bigger task in game two ahead of them, facing the mighty Justin Verlander, Yankee killer throughout history. But here we go. First inning, more double plays for the Yankees, helping them out. That's James Paxton, Michael Brantley grounding up the middle there. But this is in the second inning. Carlos Correa, remember him. That's a big RBI there. First run, first lead of the series for the Astros. And now later, here's the third inning. Chad Green comes in to bail out James Paxton, who got into more trouble. So keeps the lead 1-0 there. Now here we go. Aaron Judge, top of the fourth. And he absolutely rockets this one. Does not miss any part of that. That is deep right center. He is pumped up about it. Verlander, not too happy.
Not so
spitting out. Yankees loving it. 2-1 Yanks. Now here we go. Bottom of the fifth. Ottavino just sort of leaves one. Can't do that with George Springer. Deep part of the ballpark. And that is going to tie the game. Springer loves it. Ottavino knew it right out of his hand. Now here we go. Here would be the last hit for the Yankees in a while. So that bounces off Altuve. And LeMahieu runs from third after he sees the ball bounce. And it just lands perfectly for Carlos Correa here. Bare hands the ball right after it hits Altuve and makes a perfect throw. Nails LeMahieu. Not much blame there. And then Carlos Correa, this is in the bottom of the 11th. First pitch against J. Happ. He would send the folks in Houston home very, very happy. But for the Yankees, as demoralizing as losing, especially in that way it was last night, you're excited to be leaving Houston with a split this time rather than being down 0-2 and having to win all three at home coming up.
Heading back to the Bronx, 1-1. They got to be happy with that. Couple things. So I was at the Jets-Cowboys game yesterday. And the coolest thing of the entire experience was walking out of there with the crowd breaking into a "Let's Go Yankees" chant.
That's awesome.
So
awesome.
That was very cool. I've got one complaint with you putting together those Game 2 highlights is you just gave like a 2-second glimpse of Kate Upton jumping around.
Yeah, sorry about that.
In the luxury box.
This is a safe for work broadcast, Rob. And we're
if you have an opportunity to show Kate Upton, you always show Kate Upton, right?
I guess that's a rule of thumb too.
All right,
fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
No, Yankees got to be happy. So heading back to the Bronx, 1-1, and let's go Yanks.
Severino versus Cole tomorrow. That's Tuesday afternoon. They got the early first pitch at 4:00 or so. Okay. So big matchup there.
Okay, this has been the Sports Express Weekend Wrap-Up Show. I'm Rob Bennett.
I'm Tommy Friedenberg.
I'm Dan O'Hara.
We will see you next week.
Sports Express, a Rob Bennett production.